holding on to the ball and you think things will fall into place?
It's probably not quite as simple as that. I thought, I thought we had plenty of effort, and yes, we do have to hold on to the ball, but we do have to do more with the ball when we get in the right end of the field. And I don't think we asked enough questions of the opposition when we got down there, and probably just had a couple too many set-up plays instead of playing down when we did get down there to actually pull them apart. And they're hard to pull apart, Para. And it's this week we've been through the review, and we're quite optimistic we can do a lot better. And it's a hard one against the Sharks this weekend.
The Sharks are flying. Can you pinpoint where they're most dangerous?
I think there's about 67, 68 metres width of field, and they will go from one side to the other very quickly. And they've got a lot of strike. They'll be hard to contain, and our boys will be ready though.
There's been, I think, a bit of debate over the last few days just with the blowout scores over the weekend, particularly with the sides at the bottom of the ladder, as to whether the competition is too long. I know Gus had a strong view on that, saying that sides at the bottom maybe can't compete for those last 5 rounds. Do you think potentially a 20-round competition would be more ideal, or something a bit shorter?
It's a possibility that could be right, but just getting your players to the fitness that you want them in pre-season is so important. And this year's going to be challenging with all clubs with the World Cup, and then everyone has 6 to 8 weeks or something off, and it's hard to actually get improvement for next year. So when you're running down the bottom, it's probably a little bit easier when you're cruising in the top 6 or top 4. And you've got those players who are matured into a good level of fitness. So it'll be challenging again this year. A shorter competition, I'm not sure if the fans will want that, but it's a possibility.
What's the biggest challenge in being able to get a group up towards the back end of the season, knowing that you can't play finals? We know they never give up, but what's the biggest challenge in getting them up at this period?
Well, the biggest challenge is for their own personal pride, but also knowing who they're playing for. The club that they play for is really important, and having pride in the jersey is really important. And when you step across the white line, you should be a different person. You should be a competitor that wants to win every single battle that he's in. And that's the sort of people we want at the Bulldogs. We want them to win every little thing, and whether it's the back end of the year or the start of the year or a grand final. We want them to win, don't we?
Yeah. Gow will say, not about the Bulldogs, but just in general, that teams can check out when you're not in contention. But I imagine you've seen no sign of that here. And
I didn't see that on the weekend with our group, and you can generally see that when the opposition are in the clear. And we had a lot of bodies that were chasing back, and our boys haven't checked out at all. So we're going to compete right up until the last minute of the 80th minute against Manly, and we'll be right in.
Any further chats? We hammered you last week, but any further chats with Gus or Serraldo about your future?
I had a chat with Cameron, and I think there'll be something here if I want to take it up. So it's a positive. So there's nothing specific, but yeah. I'm looking forward to being part of the team, hopefully.
So, providing there's something there, you're still definitely keen
to. Oh yeah, it's a great club. I love being here, and just the positive vibe with the players and the staff that's here, and I think there's a bright future for the club, and under Cameron and Gus, I think it's going to move forward fairly quickly.
What were those conversations like with? You're not going to tell us everything that went on in the meeting, but with Serraldo, what kind of?
Well, we just spoke footy, and it was no one would be interested in unless you're a footy head, and it was just footy. It was just good conversation that we'd enjoy. Probably you wouldn't enjoy, but it was quite constructive, and philosophies seem to be aligned, and so I'm keen to work with him.
Do you feel inspired by his vision for the club and how passionate he is?
It wasn't sort of a Churchillian speech he was giving or anything. So it was just good down to earth talking about where he wants to take the club and the potential in the organisation and the structure that's going to be in place in behind him. So it looks good. So I'm really pleased to be part of it. Well, hopefully to be part of it. Yeah.